All right, a rant on double standards. Thank goodness, about time. It took me long enough to get around to that part. Um, when someone is allowed to get away with something that others aren't, when a particular standard is applied to a certain group but not another, this doesn't necessarily apply to gender but to everything. Double standard is an application of different sets of principles for similar situations or to different people in the same situation. A double standard may take the form of an instance in which certain concepts, often for an example, word, phrase, social form, or rule, are perceived as acceptable to be applied by one group of people, but are considered unacceptable, taboo, when applied by another group. Let me get the anime Dove versus Sub War out of the way. The username mdo7 has a blog, and I don't know if it's a he or she. The user just sent it to me about a couple to few years ago, and I was going to talk about that particularly on that subject, which I tried to do this double standard rant, but I screwed up so many times I had to delete it, and I just left it alone. Did a little research on that, and like I said, I'm going to read you what this person said. It just came to my attention that most of our dub haters and the one that involved in this dub versus sub war are also pulling the double standards. Dub haters are pulling the double standard by listening to things in Japanese, not only in anime, but also American video games, Gears of War, even to American live action movie and TV show. Let me ask you all this. Why would a dub hater hate dub in anime but love and choose Japanese dub in American made video games and live action movie shows? This really destroys the meaning of dub haters. I don't see a dub hater even complaining about Japan dubbing over some of our stuff. To dub haters, let me get this straight. It's okay for Japan to dub over American stuff, but it's not okay for Western countries to dub anime. They want their cake and eat it too. I hate they're doing it. It just drives me insane. They gotta stop. This whole dub versus sub war has to end somewhere somehow. I know it's still going on in the anime community. Just the dub haters need to shut up and get a clue. And he also, this user sent me the links of not just Gears of War. Send me the movies. I can't remember that movie. It was a Disney movie, and I listened to it in Italian. It was sweet. I didn't have a problem, but when they played in Japanese, I didn't feel anything. It just felt soulless and dull and boring. When I listened to Gears of War video game and even Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, I was turned off. I was so turned off I wanted to bang my head against the wall. I'm like, are you serious? Dragon Ball Z, I watched at least 1 or 2 episodes combined in Japanese dub. You know how a teacher go up to the board, put his or her fingers on the chalkboard and just scratch it, go by and scratch the chalkboard to the point it makes your ears want to bleed. That's what makes me feel when I'm watching, let alone listening. It's more listening to the Japanese dubbing in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I just couldn't stand it. So that's how I feel. Don't hate on me on that. Now, I got that subject out the way. Teacher-student sex scandal. It's okay for female teachers to have sex with teenage boys. Keep it on the down low. Keep on a hush-hush. We'll give you some money. Shh. Don't tell anybody. It's our little secret. The second they get caught, slap on the wrist, little to 0 jail time, but put on probation, have to register as a sex offender. But the second the male teacher have sex with teenage girls, which I'm condemning it, I'm not condoning it at all, it's disgusting, they get sentenced to 20 to 30 years in prison. Shoot, even longer sometimes. And when they do get out, they have to register as a sex offender. I'm like, what? That ain't right. That's just wrong at all levels. I mean, if a male teacher could get punished like that Female teachers need to be punished the same way. I ain't trying to hear no, oh, they're mentally unstable, they're too pretty to serve prison time and all this other garbage. It's one excuse after another, and I'm tired of it. Stop it. Now, as for the N-word, it's okay for us black community, let alone us black Americans. I don't say the N-word. I never have, never will. Well, the only time I said it, some white boy went up to me and called me the N-word, but it was the ER. Told on the teachers, and he only got like what, 1 day detention, one day in school suspension. How? Why? I don't know. Anyway, it's okay for us black folks to say the N-word that ends with an A. Everything's all cool. No biggie. But someone outside of our race could be Japanese, Asian, German, British, Caucasian, white American. Doesn't matter who, gender, whatever. Doesn't matter. The bottom line is they say it. We want to raise hell. You can't have it both ways. The second us black folks stop saying the N-word, and I'm not talking about the word Negro, I'm talking about the other N word ends with the A or ER, is when people will actually stop using it entirely. And I know I'm going to catch some serious flack, but that's fine. Whatever. If you want to be a e-thug on the internet, that's your business. And something's wrong with you. Dante Stallworth versus Michael Vick. This is something I really want to get to. I've been holding this subject for so long, I can't stand it. Dante Stallworth, not so great of a wide receiver. He's good, but not great. But went to a nightclub, got drunk, somewhere in Miami, Florida, got in a car, all liquored up, hit a old person, hit an old man. He died instantly. Dante Stallworth, he only served 24 days out of, he served 24 days, excuse me. He was sentenced to 10 to 15 years probation, and they suspended his license for life. So he can't drive anymore, period. I wish it happens everywhere, but you know it ain't going to happen anytime soon. So that's just wishful thinking. Michael Vick, on the other hand, who's also black, he was a superstar quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Everything was good. He was doing great, had money. Everything was good for him. Unfortunately, he ran a dogfighting operation. He denied it. He lied to Roger Goodell, lied to his former boss, the owner, Arthur Blank, for the Atlanta Falcons. That landed him in hot water, even worse. And he got sentenced to he served almost 2.5 years in prison or something. No, 2 years in prison. Until this day, people are still crushing this man to no end. What Michael Vick did is wrong. I'm not condoning him killing, having a dogfighting operation, killing pit bulls. And I'm not going to tell you one more time how I feel about pit bulls. Michael Vick, dog, you got all the money in the world. You're playing great. You're living the American dream, and you can't tell me you can't find a different hobby? You want to go out and have a dogfighting operation? Including your home state, Virginia? Come on. Something's wrong with that picture. Wow. Sometimes athletes are dumb. They do dumb things, and this is one of them. And Dante Stallworth, call somebody. Call a cab if you're too drunk to drive. Don't get behind the wheel all liquored up and just drive. Bad things happen. And you killed somebody. But either some people or nobody complain. It just blows my mind sometimes. It just blows my mind. Video games versus other entertainment media outlet. It's okay to just punish video games while other entertainment media outlets such as books, movies, TV shows, music, etc., including internet, there are far worse things in those categories than video games, but for some reason video games get punished far worse. That's not right. It's not fair. It has to stop. You gotta treat video games the same way you treat other entertainment media outlet that I just mentioned. And I don't want to get into Call of Duty versus other shooters because you know how I feel. There's a video I did, and you can watch it and see it for yourself with that. Throwing the peace sign. I'm out with your thoughts. Have a good day.